Hi guys, Worm here, and I'm just going to take you through some basics of how to play Space Engineers. I'm going to take you through the basic controls. Left stick moves your character around, and right stick pans the camera. A is jump, and B is to crouch and stand back up again. Y is to activate your jetpack. Jetpack mode is the same as flying a ship, which are A to ascend, B to descend. Left stick to move around, and right stick to pan the camera. But both in jetpack mode and flying a ship be very rigid, as you won't have any roll movement. To roll your character or ship, you need to hold the LB button and then move the camera stick, like this. Combine that with normal movements, and you can do ace flying, angled flying, and fly upside down for them hard to reach spots. Now that we have the basics of controls, now we know our basic controls, we should now start to think about building a base. As you can see in the bottom right on the radial menu of the D-pad, we have our tools. Left on the D-pad is our grinder. Up is our drill. Right is our welder. And down is our rifle. Later on in the game you'll have different tiers, and to cycle through them, as long as you have them in your inventory, you press the corresponding direction on the D-pad. With our hand drill in hand, we can now mine for stone, as we do not yet have the means to process iron, silicon or other ores, as well as we have not found them yet. With our hand drill equipped, we can now mine for ores. To do this, you press the right trigger whilst looking at the ground, like this. As you can see, that produces some ores for us to pick up. To pick up, you press X. As well as ore mining, you can bore into the ground to form tunnels using left trigger, like this. As you can see, no ores were deposited, but it does mean that we can dig more to get to the richer content, as dirt doesn't produce much stone. A side note to take into consideration: when mining, making deep tunnels, it gets dark, as you can see. So, to turn on your suit lights, you press RB and right on your D-pad. And that should activate your suit lights. Now that we've collected some ores, we need to refine it into ingots so we can start building. To do that, you move to the back of the lander to the survival kit and place it in the inventory. To do that, walk up to this panel so it highlights, and you can either press X or the menu button. From here, press A on the stone to move it into the survival kit. Now that we have some stone in the survival kit, we need to refine it into ingots. To do that, we must press the right trigger twice to go over to the production tab. Then scroll down to the gravel looking icon, which is the refining into ingots. From there we have four options: pressing A to queue up 1 lot, left bumper to queue up 10, right bumper to queue up 100, and pressing left and right button to queue up 1000. Now we have ingot refining queued up, we can now go back to our mine more stone, and feed it into the survival kit. If you feel like you've queued up too much in your production queue, you can remove using the exact same method: A to remove 1, LB to remove 10, RB to remove 100, or both to remove 1000 at a time. Now that we have more materials to work with, we can start thinking about building our base, but it's best to leave these materials alone till we actually need them. What we really want to do now to get our base started is equip our grinder using the left D-pad and start grinding down the ship. Now that we've ground down some of the lander for necessary parts, we can now start placing some of the blocks for the base. To do that, click in your left stick, and then using the left stick again, move around till you find the piece you want to place. For now, we want to build the foundation, so light armor block and then press RB to confirm. Now that we have our block in hand, we should find a suitable place to place it, as well as rotating to desired location. Pressing down on the D-pad will change your rotation axis, and pressing left and right will rotate the block on said axis. To place a block, all you have to do is press the right trigger. And to build from there, using the snap points, build your foundation. Now that we have the foundation placed, we should think about powering up before actually building anything else. What I'm going to do is build 2 towers, placing a wind turbine on the top of each, and in between a solar panel. Now that I have the basis of the power grid built, what I need to do now is re-equip my hand drill and go mining again. To do that, I either click in the left or the right thumbstick. With the hand icon selected, press RB to empty my hand so I can go back to use my tools. With the grinding down we did, we can put some of the components into building now. To do that, you press the right trigger on the block you want to build. As you can see, I'm still missing quite a few. Luckily, this is where the build planner comes in. To add to build planner, you will click your left stick until you get to this build radial menu again. Highlight the block you want to build, and then press X. So as you've just seen, I've queued up 1 solar panel and 2 wind turbines, as that is what I have on my foundation for the base. To then actually start producing the components, open up your inventory of your survival kit, and go down to the icon that looks like a gear on top of a box, and press A. You'll get a warning about components that cannot be built. The survival kit cannot build your bulletproof glass, as that is the one component that cannot be put in production at this time. While your survival kit is making components, you can always take them out and start welding up your base. Welding, grinding, mining, and general movements uses suit power. To recharge, walk up to this panel on your survival kit, hit X, and wait to recharge and heal fully. Now you are good to going back to whatever job you was previously doing. Now that we've provided power to the base, we need to think about upgrading, as we cannot work off the small grid survival kit alone. So we need to open up the build menu, build the basic refinery and the basic assembler. If need be, you should rotate blocks to the place you want them to be. What we should also do is move the survival kit from the small grid to the large grid. So open up the build menu, press right trigger to scroll across to get to production. Highlight the basic assembler, but then press A to cycle through the blocks until you see survival kit and press RB. Rotate to place, but at the same time, if you wasn't wanting to place the survival kit, you press up on the D-pad to cycle through available blocks on the wheel. When you're happy, right trigger to place. Now we have production set up ready for welding up. You can see I've left a space in between the survival kit and the basic refinery. I'm going to place a cargo block in here. So open up your build menu, right trigger across to gas and logistics, go down on your left thumbstick and then press RB to select the cargo container, and then place with right trigger. Rather than using the build planner to get all the components for this setup, you can easily go into the production on the survival kit and then queue up roughly 100 of each basic component. So 100 steel plate, 100 motor, 100 interior plate, 100 computer, 100 construction components. Since the cargo block requires displays, I'd say queue up about 10 of them. Good thing to do here now is grind down all the unnecessary blocks from the lander and then move them to be used for components for our base. As you can see now, we have everything built apart from the cargo block, as we are missing quite a few small steel tubes, which could not be made in the survival kit. So from here, I want to go to the terminal, press the menu button, scroll across to production, scroll down to the drop down menu and select Basic Assembler 3, and then queue up the missing steel tubes. Now we have the basic refinery, we no longer need to use the survival kit to produce ingots. We can just place the stone directly into the refinery. Once done, take the ingots out, move across to the basic refinery inventory, open it up, scroll down to basic assembler, press A on the ore depository area, and deposit all our ingots in so production can commence. With the ores you can also put them straight into the cargo container and the refinery will pull them directly out. Now that we have the cargo container, any queued up production will automatically pull ores from the refinery into whichever the two production blocks need the ores. And that is now your starting base, fully built, fully functional, ready for upgrade, expansion and vehicle building. See you next time, guys.